Right now, let's talk about royal biographer Omid Scobie. He has claimed in his latest book that Prince William prioritised his loyalty to the monarchy and actively leaked information about Prince Harry and Meghan in order to undermine them. This is in his explosive new book, Endgame. Well, joining me right now to discuss this is royal commentator Afua Hagan. Good afternoon to you, Afua.
Good afternoon, Julia.
Thanks so much for joining. Sorry, time's been cut a little bit short by the breaking news, so let's get straight to it. And we've been asking everyone today, who do you believe? These stories about how Charles has been briefing against his sons, William briefing against, Harry and Meghan briefing against. Who do you believe?
I think we've known for quite a long time, actually, that members of the royal family have briefed against each other for years. You know, that has been the status quo. I think in Endgame, we aren't really learning anything too new, as it were. We've had a lot of these things in Spare, a lot of these things in previous royal biographies as well, or books about the royal family, I should say. And in Endgame, we're getting kind of an expansion and a bit more detail on these things that we kind of already know, that there's been briefing against each other in the royal family, and that has been something that's happened through comms teams, for quite a long time. So I think it's not necessarily a case of, do we believe, what's in this book against what's in another book? It's an expansion of things that have already been in the public domain for actually quite a while.
And the funny thing is, we're often told, there's never, royals never complain, never explain, and the Queen won't do that. But actually, we know that senior royals have been doing that. Look, we had Diana with her book with Andrew Morton. That was all the cassette tapes that she'd given him. We know with the exclusive that Prince Charles, as he was then, gave to Jonathan Dimbleby about how, yes, he had an affair with Camilla. And all these other things that come out from royal sources, they're briefed out. They know what they're doing. So it's a complete myth that Harry and Meghan are making all these claims, and the royal family who are left in Buckingham are just completely and utterly unable to speak for themselves. They are able to speak for themselves. The only trouble is anything that's on the record, you're into that situation, well, you denied that on the record. Remember the Queen, of course, famously saying, recollections may vary about some comments that Meghan made on her interview with Oprah Winfrey. But then if you don't deny the next thing, people go, well, you didn't deny that. That means that one must be true. So I can see why they are kind of in a non-stop roller coaster of, like, every time there's a claim, if you deny or stay quiet, you kind of push it forward.
And you're absolutely right about that, Julie. You're absolutely right in saying that, the royal family, behind closed doors, if you will, or through sources, through courtiers, through comm teams, will always have a response, whether it's an official response or an unofficial response. And it's always going to be an unofficial response. You never get, or very rarely get, a statement from Kensington Palace, Buckingham Palace, against any claims.
Yeah.
But you always will get like a leaked source saying, oh, Prince William's upset about this, or Princess Catherine's upset about this. And you're absolutely right. They are stuck in this cycle of repeatedly commenting and briefing against unofficially, and it's what you choose to reply to.
Yeah.
What are they going to say about Endgame? Officially nothing, but of course we have had courtiers on Prince William's side saying that he's upset about the text messages, for instance, or the non-text messages, as it were, that happened when the Queen died, that Prince Harry was texting Prince William and he wasn't replying. They're furious that that's come out, and that's what's going to happen over the next few days.
But we're going to see,
in fact.
Exactly, we're going to see more of it. I think the thing most people are really angry about is this idea that Prince Harry saying, my privacy's been invaded, then happily invaded his own privacy with his own book and with his own documentary on Netflix, and then has happily invaded it with more revelations of the most intimate details between family members that you would never normally, you wouldn't tell people down the pub, let alone tell the entire world's media. Here's my question to you, though, Afua. Does any of this really matter? Because there is this sort of feeling from a lot of people, the monarchists, that, look, this is very damaging to the royal family. But it seems to me that the royal family, even since the Queen, and there are lots of people like me, I've not got much time for royals, a lot of time for the Queen. But they'll feel that actually, they're being shored up. The tabloids they've decided whose side they're on. They might want to report a lot of the tittle-tattle. They're very much, Kate William PR spin machine carries on apace every single day. That woman can do no wrong in the tabloids' eyes and in the public's eyes. And, again, that's something that Meghan is clearly angry about, as we see in the Omid Scobie book. She just gets, as long as she doesn't say anything, she's fine. But does any of this really matter? Does any of this damage the royal family the ones that are left here in the UK, as much as it damages the people who many believe are behind Omid Scobie's books, Meghan and Harry?
Listen, this is actually quite damaging to the royal family in terms of their reputation. Like I said, or like you said, even, they always have that never explain, never complain. That is their mantra, keep calm and carry on. And this is going to be damaging to the royal family, that they are perceived in this way, that they are maybe perceived as cold, or they are perceived as, unwilling to sort of bring Prince Harry back into the fold if he even wants to be back in the fold. This is damaging to their image, and their image, when it comes to global Britain. And it is going to be damaging for people who are royalists. People who are royalists are going to be massively offended. Of course
Yeah.
they are. For any accusations against the royal family that they are not, purer than pure, and aren't just,
But why do
an
people
example of the
expect this?
greater
I mean,
good.
families have rows, people, and also everyone wants their PR to look good. They want to be the one that everyone's saying nice things about. If you're in the public eye and part of your job is maintaining that image, you're going to get angry about it. Personally, I'm going to be honest with you, Afua, I'm more angry today about the fact you've got a Christmas tree up in November.
I knew you were
If
going
you're
to say
listening,
that,
not
Julia.
watching,
I
she's got a
knew.
Christmas tree. One of the girls on my team, you know who you are, she gave me a Christmas card 2 weeks ago. I will not open that Christmas card until Christmas Day on principle now. It's November. Why have you got a Christmas tree?
You're going to be fuming. I knew you were going to be fuming about my Christmas tree, Julia. And that, quite frankly, is why I made sure that it was in the shop.
I knew you'd do that. Afua, thank you so much.
Thank
Royal
you.
commentator.